This video is going to be on the Marshmallow 6.0 update for the BLACKBERRY PRIV. It was always difficult to turn off sounds and notifications with the 5.0 Lollipop version, and this is a little more confusing and maybe not so confusing with the 6.0 Android Marshmallow update. So what you really need to do is you're going to have to go to Settings. Easiest way to do this is just to scroll down from the top, which I'm going to do right now. You scroll down from the top with your finger, obviously. Now we have an option called Do Not Disturb, which makes things a little bit easier. You'll click on Do Not Disturb, and you get some options that come up here. You won't be disturbed by sounds and vibrations except for alarms, reminders, events, and colors you specify. So your options are, well, you can see it here, for 1 hour, and you can see over at the side plus or minus so you can control time. Let me just click on that so you can see what that is. 2 hours, 3 hours, so you really only have hour increments, or you can set it so it will change with your alarm. My alarm on this one right now is set for 10 a.m., so you can set that option, or until you turn this off, so it would be a manual setting. And then we have more settings here. Let's click on that. We'll click on the more settings and we get a new screen that comes up. That looks a little bit like the old version. Priority. You got automatic rules. The automatic rules are let me click on that so you can see. You can set up when you want this thing to turn on. You can set up a rule, what you want it to do, and when you want it to do it. Let's get back out of this thing. Priority only allows. We'll be looking at that in a minute. But you have options right now. You can see how it says alarm, priority to this setting right now. Alarms will happen. Alarms will be displayed, but reminders won't. Well, no, reminders are on also. Events are on. Calls from anyone. So really everything is turned on except for repeat calls, which is turned off. And you have an option to change all of that. As you can see, it saved everything as priority only. That's what I checked before I backed out of it. So there's another way to do this that I'm going to show you now. I'm going to click on priority only to get out of that. And it goes over to Do Not Disturb. So let me show you a different way to do this, a quicker way. The other way to do that is you can click on the volume down button until the volume is all the way down. So you can see it on the top going all the way down. So it's completely down, and then you click it one more time. And then it changed, the thing changed, but I'm going to go scroll up over here so you can see. One more click, and we get this screen that comes up, which was like I was telling you, it just disappeared. Let's see if I can get it to do it. There it is, we get that button that comes up, alarm only. Let me try to get that one more time. And now. And you can see it changed over to alarms only on that main screen. Let me scroll back up to get rid of this again. Remember, after you're done doing this test, press the volume up button to get your volume to go back up. Otherwise, you're going to have silence on everything. Back to that setting that I told you that you saw before. We're going to scroll down and we're going to press on that Do Not Disturb or alarms only or however it's set up. And we're going to go over to the priority only, more settings, priority only allows mode that you saw before. So I'll scroll down. We're back to Do Not Disturb, which I'm going to click. And you can see all these options that we have now. Priority only, alarms only, total silence. So you have an option of what you want to do. Total silence obviously will shut off. Total silence shuts everything off. Alarms only will let you hear your alarms, but priority only gives you some options. You press on priority only, you want to go down to your more settings at the bottom, and then we're back to this screen that I showed you before. Priority only allows. And you can see the options that we have over here. I think the setting like this will be what most people want. Alarms, if you use your phone to wake you up in the morning, you want to keep alarms on, you want to shut reminders off, you want to turn events off. You want calls from anyone to be able to go through. So those are the important things. Events, off, reminders, alarms is on, and we want to make sure that calls come in. Calls from anyone is set, and repeat calls, yeah, why not? Does it even let me change that? No. Because the only options it lets you change are reminders and events. You want to make sure messages is sent to no, and calls from anyone, which is how it is right now. And I think that's it. So that takes care of your priority only. And then you can go back over to the screen before. You can see right now, instead of do not disturb, which wasn't set, now we're set for priority only rules. Automatically turn on and off your do not disturb at certain times. We're going to do the scroll down again, and we're going to click on the setting icon. That's that little setting wagon wheel, and we're going to tap on sound and notifications, do not disturb, automatic rules. So we just have to scroll down a little bit. Sound and notification. And what do we have here? Do not disturb. And we've got those automatic rules that we just saw before, remember? So you could have done that, or I just showed you a different way to get into it. And then you're going to click on the automatic rules. And you click on add rule. And then you have a choice of event rule or time rule. And then it wants you to type in a name. So let me type a name in for you. Have a name typed in. You want to click OK. The rule is called suck. You have your days. You can click on the days. You can decide which days you want this rule to apply to. And then you click done. You have your start times. When do you want this rule to go into effect? So you're clicking on the numbers just like you would a clock to set your hour and minute. It's fairly easy to do. You've got your AM, PM, your hours, your minutes. So you can click on the hours and you get the hour part. You click on the minutes, you get the minute part. You click on AM, FM, and it highlights what it's going to change. And then you have the end time. You have your options for your end time when you want to shut this off. And I think I'm going to shut that off about 9 a.m. So I will just grab this thing and move it over to 9. And then you click OK. You have your options like we saw before. Priority, alarm, or total silence. And this is going to be the priority. So my priority is going to be that I want only the phone calls and the alarms to go through. If you only want your alarms to go through, then you're going to set it to alarms only. And if you want total silence on priority, then you're going to set total silence. So I'm just going to set priority only. And you can see at the top where you have that little green button that you can turn this on and off, suck rule, depending on if you want to use suck or if you don't want to use the suck rule. So I just arrowed down to the left on the bottom of the phone, and you can see that automatic rules, we have the new rule suck, or we have the default options they had, weekend, weeknight, event, or add rule. Well, that was the add rule that I put in. I added a suck. So let me back out of this now with this arrow that I keep talking about, the arrow over here on the left. And then you can see that I have priority only allows alarms and selected callers. So I'm going to back out again. I'm going to tap down from the top. And we see that priority only is set. So priority only is the rule that I just set. My rule is in effect. Priority only is in effect. So I should have sound all day long, and I believe I set that for 2 a.m. to 9 a.m. The priority rule will kick in, so I should be able to sleep all throughout the night, and the only thing that's going to bother me is a phone call coming in or the alarm, which will go off at 10 a.m. But by then, this rule won't even apply, so it won't matter. That's how you do the settings for the new Android 6.0 MARSHMALLOW for your alarms and your priority sound notifications. Hopefully the video helped. I know it was a little long, but it's kind of confusing to go through all these screens. If you liked it, do a thumbs up, a subscribe, a like. Want to help me out? Go over to my channel page, click on the support button, drop a few $1,000,000 in there, and change my life. And that's it. Have fun playing with your Android BLACKBERRY PRIV